Many of you are probably like me who used to watch ESPN every morning, man, getting up and just waiting for the end of the hour, see the top plays, just seeing all the highlights of what happened in the world of sports. Unfortunately, ESPN over the years has gotten away from sports and wanting to put ideologies and wokeism down our throats and really pushing sports viewers away. So much so that you probably don't even know what's going on at ESPN or are probably unfamiliar with a lot of the people that are at ESPN. Well, some of those people are no longer there. Some of them that you might actually know because ESPN is experiencing the go woke, go broke. Disney, who just keeps losing money after money after, and you just film after film after film, they're losing more and more money on those films, has to find a way to start being more profitable, especially look at their stock price. It just keeps tanking and tanking. Well, one of the ways that they're going to save some money is they have now laid off a lot of on-air talent, people who have been there for decades even. Stephen A. Smith did not get cut because let's be honest, ESPN is not going to cut Stephen A. Smith and just let him walk away from nothing because they know he can turn around and hell, he could go independent and make more money than what he's making with ESPN right now. But here's the article. ESPN layoffs. Here's the list of on-air talent who were let go. So let's see what they say. On the same day, ESPN ran special extended coverage of players coming and going during the NBA free agency, which was crazy, by the way. We'll get into that in another video, all the NBA stuff. About 20 of the network's top on-air talent found out they would be on the move as well. A person familiar with the cutbacks told Deadline that they're unrelated to the layoffs earlier in the year. The source indicates that many of those affected by the new cuts have contracts beyond June 30th and will be paid out accordingly. Well, isn't that nice? So here's some of the time. Look at Jeff Van Gundy. I mean, Jeff Van Gundy's going to find a job like that. Let's be honest. But they let Jeff Van Gundy go. Jalen Rose, Keyshawn Johnson, Max Kellerman. We're not just talking, layoffs of, people that you've never heard of that work behind the scene. No, we're talking on-air talent, people that have been there for a long time. Susie Colbert, who's been there for 27 years. They're just going to let go someone who's been there for 27 years, do them dirty like that. Right before we're getting into the heart of, we're going to start getting into ready for football season. Man, oh man, oh man. Matt Hasselbeck, speaking of football, Matt Hasselbeck, Steve Young, Rob Ninkovich, which I don't think he's really been there all that long, but still, Rob Ninkovich, Steve Young, Matt Hasselbeck. I mean, some of these guys, Todd McShay got cut, people. By cut, I mean laid off. You know what I mean? Speaking in football terms. But yes, look at all this. That's a lot. That means, listen, you've got to, as a platform like ESPN or anyone, like myself included, what do you need to do? You need to put out content. You need to put out good content. Well, content, but it also got to be good. People got to be entertained. But you got to put out a bunch of content to get people to come back. Look at all the content creators that they got rid of here. Now, a lot of it's because they keep pushing this woke ideology on people, and they keep shoving it down our throats, and sports people are done with it. Listen, I can't tell you the last time I turned on. Actually, I can tell you the last time I turned on ESPN. It's either probably with Scott Van Pelt, his nighttime show, but I don't really watch that out at all. But I used to. One of my favorite shows back in the day was SVP and Rosillo. That's probably the last time I actually turned on ESPN and watched it for a meaningful amount of time was that. But look at I don't think anyone watches ESPN, and now they have terrible ratings and they've got to make moves. And now more and more people are waking up to it. They're really waking up to the whole go woke, go broke. But here we go. Here's Susie Colbert. She says, today I joined many hardworking colleagues who have been laid off. Heartbreaking, but 27 years at ESPN was a good run. So grateful for a 38-year career. Longevity for a woman in the business is something I'm especially proud of. Next step, a project that gives back. So sounds like she's doing all right, and she's got ideas of what she wants to do next. Ashley Brewer, I'm so grateful for my time at ESPN, the opportunity to host SportsCenter. I learned and grew so much as a broadcaster and a person. I will really miss all the wonderful friends I made along the way. June Lee, my time at ESPN is over. All right. And this is a statement that ESPN statement that ESPN has issued about the layoffs. Given the current environment, ESPN has determined it's necessary to identify some additional cost savings in the area of public-facing commentators' salaries, and that process has begun. I wonder why. Maybe because which is crazy because sports and like live entertainment is like the one thing that everyone wants, right? And especially commentating and stuff like that. So it's a big slap in the face when no one's watching even that, because people want that, but your product is so bad, they're not even willing to turn into the garbage you're putting out there. And it has nothing to do with any of the people that got fired. We're talking about Disney here. This exercise will include a small group of job cuts in the short term and an ongoing focus on managing costs when we negotiate individual contract renewals in the months ahead. So what does that tell us? That tells us some of these people are just going to walk away. Let's say if Stephen A. Smith's contract's up and they're going to want to negotiate, Stephen A. is going to want more money, and they're going to be like, well, we need to save some money. We need to cut back. And he's like, okay, peace. I'm gonna go sign somewhere else because I'm Stephen A. Smith, or I'm gonna go do my own thing. It's an extremely challenging process involving individuals who have had tremendous impact on our company. These difficult decisions, based more on overall efficiency than merit, will help us meet our financial target. Okay, dude. What does this tell you, everyone? It just tells you ESPN is, they still don't get it. They still don't get it. And you know what? I feel bad for all the people there. I don't like anyone losing their job or anything like that, but it feels good that finally these woke companies are feeling the burn financially, so much so that they have to actually publicly do things like this, fire some top on air talent. I mean, because let's be honest, all the salaries of the people that they fired, like, their 1 year salaries added up, all those people is peanuts compared to what they're losing in movies right now, what they're about to lose in Indiana Jones. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. So yeah, that's how you know it's bad. But let me know what you think about the cuts below. Let me know who you think goes where, or if their career's done, or who are you excited that's not necessarily that they're lost their job, but now is a free agent and could sign elsewhere. Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it out there with all your friends, family, and that random person you run into on the streets today, and I'll talk to you later.